So we've talked about how money moves through your practice, getting temporary help, doing implants. I'm so excited for our next guest because somebody's got to read the instructions to things in life. And these are two people who read the instructions. So tell us what you guys do. You're an awesome duo, Racheal and Tiffany. Share with us what you guys do to help dentists increase success, decrease stress, and reduce crying inside.
Of course. Well, thank you so much for having us. eAssist Dental Solutions is also a Henry Schein company, and we really are the end-to-end solution that enhances the dental practice's revenue cycle management and really eases that burden on the office staff, which ultimately then helps the practice to not only be more efficient, profitable, but then have that patient-focused care and why we're all here in the first place.
And so, you guys, I would just interject because people can delegate annoyance to you. They can literally say, we're annoyed by these tasks. And you say, we're eAssist and we love this annoyance. We actually live for it to figure out the codes, to figure out the billing. This is such a personal thing to me because Kate, who you can tag in the comments, in the beginning of the pandemic, I said, Kate, we're going to outsource insurance billing. Okay. Outsource insurance billing. I said, Paul, we don't need to do it. We don't need to do it. I can handle it. I go, there's like half the people here, Kate. You can't do it. So I can do it. I said, too bad. I'm in charge. We're going to test, not guess. We're going to test, not guess. We are going to outsource insurance billing. And if after 90 days you don't like it, you can have it back. 3 years later, she said to me, I just want to let you know that was the best thing you ever did for me. So I'll ask you, Tiffany or Racheal, how do practice owners have this discussion with the person doing it? Because it can be like, oh, you're not doing a good job or you can't handle it. There is, I'll share with you, that was Kate sitting across from me. I said, I'm going to take this off your plate. And she said, keep it on there. Could you talk to me a little bit about how dental practice owners and groups can present this to their office managers and people doing billing?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. And, running with the trend of analogies as we do in Dental Nachos, my favorite analogy is to talk about anytime you have a child that you're taking care of or someone that you know, like a mom and dad, right? When you hire a babysitter, that babysitter isn't there to take over mom and dad's job, but it gives you back that sense of breath of fresh air. You can focus on maybe all the other things that you can while you're taking care of those kids. So just like in the office, you have to have so many hats that you're fulfilling. eAssist comes in, partners with the front desk. Our goal isn't to replace them, but really to give them those optimal resources, an assistant. Who wouldn't want an assistant in their day-to-day that helps them through and just gives them that efficiency back, gives them that peace of mind? And like you had said, comes back and is like, I am so glad that we did this, because now they can focus on all the other things in the office that usually ties them up on a day-to-day basis.
I love that. And you can add in, Tiffany. So I like it to we have our team there to interact with patients and make the experience as pleasant as possible. And it's also annoying to be at the dentist, right? So we have our people there to process that experience, but then they're distracted by things behind the scenes. So I often liken it to when someone invites you to a party at their house with 40 people and they spend the whole time in the kitchen getting drinks and cleaning up and they never talk to you. I'm like, you really should have just hired someone to do this party because I'm standing here by myself in your living room. But they say, I got to go do all these other things. So I said to my team, everything we do is to give them those moments so they can reflect on a patient's confusion so that they can champion something that we do. And I think, offices, when they do it, they see that they've unlocked an opportunity to enhance their patient experience. I was going to say that is the aha moment. I would like AHA to sponsor this group. So if you know people at AHA, please reach out to them. Tiffany, anything you would like to add on the eAssist world?
Yeah, over at Practice Booster, we focus on coding and insurance administration and making sure that offices are submitting coding for what they do and submitting current and up-to-date coding versus deleted codes. We always talk about how important it is to have updated coding resources each and every single year. There are a lot of offices out there. They're like, maybe every other year, every 3 years.
Well, you're so right, because sometimes I'm like, do this implant code and then it doesn't exist anymore. And I got to get the Blair book, which I know you have. I'm still 45. The book is nice. Sometimes it takes you 8 seconds to look in a book. Other times it takes you 14 clicks inside of a window. Bring me back paper charts. You know what happened when I had a paper chart and I need to find an implant, guys? I just opened it up and said, oh, Nobel Biocare, 5.0. Now, when I try to find it through my paperless charts, it sometimes takes me to 14 windows. This does not mean digital versions are bad. This does not mean that you shouldn't have the digital version of your book, but there's such value to having something to rely on, because why do they do this, Tiffany? I don't even know. Why do the codes just evaporate? Just to mess with us?
Well, they're trying to optimize and streamline things, and with the messaging of coding, for what you do, every year the code maintenance committee meets in March to kind of hash out and figure out, the new codes that they're going to approve. And the great news is that any dentist out there can go to the ADA's website and search for code maintenance committee, and they can go in and they can suggest a code change. They can suggest a change. They can request that a code be added. And then the code maintenance committee will meet on that in March, and everybody talks about it and decides whether or not that's something that they want to release in the new code set. And, it's crazy when you think about it, because just in the last 3 years alone, we've had 160 code changes. So if you aren't replacing your coding resources, if you haven't replaced your coding resources in 3 years, you've missed out on 160 different code changes.
Yes. So this is why we have you guys here. You can text assist to 215-543-6454 to learn more from our sponsor. But as we wrap up with both of you, both of your departments, I asked this to the group: what does it look like to work with eAssist, right? People hear these great ideas. They say, yes, I'm going to outsource this and find this, but what's the granular part of saying, you could start, Racheal? What does it look to go from, do you do a demo? Do you get on Zoom? Do you tell your office manager to call? Walk us through that, Racheal.
Yeah, really, I love to just spend time to learn more about the practice, areas where you have those vulnerabilities, and then we can talk about what solutions we have for those problems. So a consultative approach is the best way to start. So you can always reach out to me directly. You can message me here on our Facebook group, and then we can find a time to coordinate and find out exactly what's going on in the office and how eAssist can help.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you guys I appreciate you guys existing and making this a thing that more people do. I do want to share that we are a very collaborative community where we have more than one person doing marketing, more than one person doing this. And the reason why that is so awesome for your guys' spaces is because when office managers say, oh yeah, my boss is doing that too, or my practice owner is doing it too, they can say it normalizes it, right? It normalizes making appointments online with dental intel. That used to be crazy to do. It normalizes text messaging. And I think there's such an awesome opportunity for all companies that remove this stress to grow and make dentistry better. Tiffany, how about in your world? What does it look like to get started working with Practice Booster?
Sure. So you can go to our website. It's just practicebooster.com, or send an email to info@practicebooster.com. And we have an amazing team that can answer any and every question that you possibly have about the different resources that we have available. And then with online code advisor subscription, so it's a electronic digital way of typing in a code and getting what you need, or a keyword. Anybody with an online code advisor subscription then has access to our support center. So if you've got questions, you're digging through your resources, you still can't find it, have no fear. We will be here to answer any of the questions that you have so that you can get the money off of the books and into the bank.
Awesome. I love that. And please tell Penny, who I love, please tell the eAssist team it's mandatory for you guys to come to our next event in person for cheesesteaks and CE. Put it in Slack, say it. It's a mandatory Nacho request for you guys. I'd love to see you guys in Philadelphia. Thanks so much for being on with me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.
Awesome, everyone. As you wrap up, I hope you had fun. I hope you realize there's ways to be way less frustrated. We are having Super Dentist Practice Owner Boost Camp. It is for dental students. It is for associates. My team can put up their text stream to 215-543-6454. It is totally free to watch in on it until July 4th. So if you like free things, that's 115% of you. I don't know if that's how math works. Just text stream to 215-543-6454. If you'd like to be a guest on Talking Nachos, just reach out to us at dentalnachos.com.